Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off a 50-cent pick four at Tampa Bay Downs on Tampa Bay Derby Saturday with the Grade 2 Hillsborough Stakes. Let's throw up the field. Fillies and mares on the turf, going 1 1 1/8. Starship Jubilee, Mike, 2-1 morning line favorite. Boy, did she get good towards the fall of 2019. She was always a rock-solid horse, but she has proven herself to be a true graded stakes force.
Yeah, she really has. I mean, there's just nothing not to like about her, Dan. She's really good. She shows up every time. The distance is no problem for her. She's very tactical as far as pace goes. Just a lot to like about her.
You're absolutely right about her tactical speed. Gate to wire in the Canadian, gate to wire in the Sunshine Millions filly and mare turf. Came from Offutt last time out in the Swanee River. Likely to have to come from Offutt according to Timeform US as we throw up the pace projector. Jahazakat took down a pretty big scalp last time out and got Stormy on the lead. I don't think they're changing tactics.
I don't think so either. There's plenty of pace in this race as far as horses who want to be forward, but I think she'll make the lead.
Dynatail has some speed and drawing the inside post. I wouldn't be surprised if Jose Ferrer sends her and tries to find a good spot, maybe the pocket, maybe even closer. She does have some credentials. She has won a couple of stakes races in her career. Last time out at Gulfstream, she raced in one of those starter stakes races, the Mary Todd. We'll take a look at that race right now, and I don't really think there was that much of an excuse. She was able to sit off of a moderate pace, Mike, and she just is even in the lane.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of agree with you. There's no real excuse for her. She's right there, sort of on even terms with the winner in mid-stretch, but she just gets out-kicked at the end. I think races like this are tough for her, Dan. She's actually a little underrated, and she does have tactical speed from the rail, but I just feel like this is a tough spot for her.
I wonder if Get Assisted is a little bit dirtied up in here. This is a horse that hasn't won in a very long time, but she had no chance last time out in the La Prévoyante. They were walking on the lead. She was wide every step. She tried to get into it with an early move. That trip just wasn't going to work out for her. Her previous race on synthetic, similar situation. She pulled all the way up on the backstretch in a glacial pace, and she paid the price. Maybe she's a middle distance horse. They've been sort of very interested in stretching her out, and she had success at longer distance races last year. Maybe she just wants some pace up front to run at in these middle distance races.
You know, that's actually a very valid point. I'm not going to argue that she could be a little dirtied up. Certainly that could be the case. I was a little turned off by her, Dan, because at the end of her 3-year-old year, I just thought she was getting really good, and I just didn't really see her take the step forward that I thought she was going to take as a 4-year-old in 2019. But maybe she can get back to races like that now.
Magic Star is up next for the Chad Brown barn. This horse has only raced 4 times. She has 2 wins. She has plenty of upside, and it looks like she has some ability. Second to Starship Jubilee last time out. She was really on hold in behind horses on the far turn, and I think by the time she got her motor going, it was too late. Starship Jubilee got the jump on her.
Yeah, I do think that she had, somewhat of an excuse last time. I'm not suggesting she was going to beat Starship Jubilee, but it was going to be closer, that's for sure. She was really boxed in at a crucial point in that race. She's going to have to improve to beat that horse this time, but I'm not so sure she can't do it.
Juliana is a Group 1 stakes winner, a multiple Group 1 stakes winner on dirt in Peru. She has won a stakes race on the turf. Nacho Correas does very well with these Southern Hemisphere bred horses, but again, this just seems like a big step up in class, and she has to deal with a long layoff.
Yeah, because plenty of things working against her. I really respect this trainer. We'll see what we get from this horse. She will be a big price, I think.
We've talked about Kelsey's Cross for a while as a filly with some sort of potential. We've liked a lot of her races as a 3-year-old, but now it's her 3rd start back as a 4-year-old. De La Prévoyante, you can give her that race. First start off the layoff. They tried to stretch her all the way out. There was no pace. Last time out in the Swanee River, she just cut a really fast pace. I think you can make excuses for her. I wonder, though, if maybe I'm being too kind.
I'm starting to feel the same way about her, but man, I don't want to be too hard on her for her 2 races this year. I don't mind that they tried to put her on the lead last time, but they just went way too fast. I think she's better than she looks on paper.
I agree. The 6 is Wish Upon. This horse has some tactical speed. John Terranova running a really nice meet down at Tampa Bay Downs over the winter. Let's watch Wish Upon's 6-year-old debut at the Downs, and she's on the outside. She parlayed this stalking trip into a victory. She's going to be able to run down this 3-5 favorite, Mike. I think she showed a lot of heart in this race.
Yeah, this is a really good effort for this mare. I guess now she's 6 years old. She's just rock solid. Dan, a New York bred who, she doesn't win a ton, but she actually had a really good year last year in 2019. A good effort in the Ticonderoga against a good horse in 55. I don't know. I think she's a little bit underrated.
And now the big name in the race, Starship Jubilee, has won 16 of 34 starts, has banked $1.3 million in her career. She's won 4 of her last 5, including the Swanee River on February the 8th. She is on the outside. She is in front. You're going to see Magic Star in behind horses splitting right now in the orange. But Starship Jubilee is going, gone. Again, 98 Beyer speed figure. She's rock solid, and she's way the horse to beat.
Yeah, she's just going to be really tough in this race. We already talked about, all the positives with her, the current form, the tactical speed, the distance is no problem for her. She's way the horse to beat in here.
I wonder if Beautiful Lover has an outside chance for Chad Brown in here. This one won the Boiling Springs as a 3-year-old. Then she was away after finishing 5th in the Open Mind Stakes. Just a very disappointing performance that was. I wonder if something happened to her that caused the layoff. She came back in the Sunshine Millions filly and mare turf. It was off a 6.5-month layoff, and she caught a razor-sharp Starship Jubilee. We watched that race right now, and I thought Beautiful Lover ran okay. Again, Starship Jubilee got to the front, just back down the fractions. There was no way anyone was closing on her, and Beautiful Lover makes it a race somewhat.
Yeah, you know what? She actually finishes very gamely in here just to get up for second because they were sprinting home the final fractions in here. Not a bad effort at all, considering the layoff, and she did have potential as a younger horse.
Hanalei Moon might be a little bit of a sleeper despite the layoff for trainer Mark Casse, restricted stakes winner at Kentucky Downs 2 starts back. Just thrown to the wolves in the First Lady Stakes. Plus, she had post position 13, and Tyler Gaffalione just did everything he could. He just said, listen, I'm just going to let everybody go. I'm going to drop down towards the inside. This horse finished with a little bit of interest. Yes, there was a fast pace up front that helped her, but the First Lady was like an ultra key race. Uni came back to win the Breeders' Cup Mile. Juliet Foxtrot came back to run 3rd in the Matriarch. Vasilika came back to run 2nd in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf. Hanalei Moon might be getting good at the right time.
Yeah, I can't argue with any of that. I mean, I sort of felt like sort of the summer and fall of 2019, I thought Casse just did a really good job of finding spots for her, but she responded to it and ran some fast figures.
Jehozakat, the number 10. What a race last time out in the Endeavor. 16-1 shot returning to turf for Arnaud Delacour. Just got a nice easy lead in this race. That's got Stormy, the multiple grade 1 winner, a horse that can beat the boys on her best day. She's 1-5 for a reason. She can't get to Jehozakat. I think a lot of folks after this race, they were kind of just saying this was a race that got Stormy blue. I don't think Jehozakat really got the credit she deserves. We see Al-T really running at the end of the race for Chad Brown. She's also in here. If Jehozakat gets to an easy lead, the argument could be there are no Got Stormies chasing her.
That's true, but that wasn't the Got Stormy that we all know, either chasing her last time. She just didn't fire at all. I don't want to knock Jehozakat. She's in good form right now. She's got good speed. 9 furlongs feels like it could be pushing it for her, Dan. I kind of want to see it again, but it's not like she's going to be a short price in here.
Lady Oxbow goes out for a real solid barn and is making her 3rd start of the form cycle. She's just a little bit slow on paper. That's the problem. We'll watch her most recent race, now winners of one other than, and Lady Oxbow is going to get into this race. She is the number 12. She's going to finish evenly for 3rd. I thought it was yet another step in the right direction, but she's going to have to improve a lot, probably hoping for a pace meltdown.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe she'll need even more than that. I don't know. She's okay, I think, as an individual, that's for sure. But just feels like a really tough spot for her. She's just not fast enough to win. She's 30-1 on the line, though.
Al-T completes the field. We saw her making a race of it against Jehozakat last time out. Joel Rosario took her to the back of the pack, saved ground, shot up the rail, came out late, just missed by a neck. It was her best Beyer speed figure by, well, not by far, but by far in a long amount of time for Al-T. And you and I had kind of been giving up on her. Maybe she's just a late developer.
I mean, I guess it's possible. That's sort of the story of her life, that last race we just watched there, where she's always moving too late and she can't quite get there. She certainly has ability, Dan. She's going to need to catch some breaks.
Top pick time for the Grade 2 Hillsborough, kicking off a 50-cent pick 4. I just chalked out with Starship Jubilee. Her versatility, her lifetime record just speaks for itself. You like Magic Star because she's got all the upside. We've probably not seen her best race. We probably have seen Starship Jubilee's.
Yeah, that's part of the thinking. And she was, legitimately boxed up on the turn last time while Starship Jubilee was in the clear, taking the race over. I don't think it was going to make a difference, but it would have been closer. Maybe she takes one more step forward here. I'm not against the favorite either, though, Dan.
Mike goes with Magic Star, 4-1 on the morning line. Johnny V, Chad Brown, 3-7-8-9 for Mike, 7-9, 3-10 for me. The Grade 2 Hillsborough, race 9 at Tampa Bay Downs on Saturday, has an approximate post of 4:25 Eastern. Good luck.